Hello, adventurers, travelers, and friends, and welcome to a Braggworthy Adventures video. I'm your host, Rose. After getting married, graduating college, and getting my first big girl job, I thought I'd be living the American dream. I soon realized my desires were a little different. I wanted to travel around the world. With the support of my husband, Michael, we're making it happen. We're planning a 6-month trip to 12 different countries, and I'm using YouTube to prepare and document all of it. It will truly be a Braggworthy adventure. So I finally am finished with my first part of my Destination Details book club reading. That's what I'm going to call these videos, is Destination Details, and what they'll be is for each country I'm going to do one video, and I'm going to talk about my plan, where I'm planning to go, the things I'm excited to do there, the things I'm sad I'll have to miss out on, and then some of the things I'm nervous on, because maybe you guys have been there and maybe you can help me calm down my worries and know what to do. So this video is definitely a before. I haven't traveled to these places yet, so this is my plan. And after I've been there, I'll do another video and tell you how this plan worked, what was good, what was bad, and kind of review it so that I can refine the plan. And then if you decide to go to any of these places, then you can use my plan, the finished plan. But let's talk about what I'm planning to do in Cambodia. Cambodia is in Southeast Asia, which is why it's in this Southeast Asia on a shoestring book. Also in here, later videos that will be coming up will be Thailand, Laos, Singapore, and Bali. But Cambodia was the first one that came up. It's right here in the front. And you can see I've highlighted quite a bit. Originally I had planned to go to 6 different locations, and then I thought about it and I thought, you have about 2 weeks in this place. How are you gonna go to 6 cities? Like, be reasonable, Rose. I tend to overbook myself. I like to be busy, but I gotta think about it. So here's a map of the whole country from the book. You can see I've circled places I wanna go. In the end, what I've narrowed down is Siem Reap, which is where Angkor Wat is. And in Angkor Wat, I'm going to go to the temples. I also found some cool activities like horseback riding there. There's a Khmer Ceramics Fine Arts place where you can do pottery in the traditional way. There is a food tour, which I think Michael and I would both really enjoy. So those are some fun activities. I wanted to give quite a bit of time there because I wanted to give multiple days to go back and see the temples so we're not rushed, because it can be quite crowded at the temples. In my plan is 5 days for Siem Reap. I've got hostel options. I found some hostels that have air conditioning and private rooms. I'd prefer to do private rooms throughout this rather than dorms because I'm married and I'd rather have a room alone with my husband. But I know there is a slight price increase when you do a private room, so we'll just have to take it place by place. However, the hotels in this area are not crazy expensive. There's a lot of hotels here because it's really built itself up in tourism after people started flocking for this 8th wonder of the world. The prices that I'm seeing are like $26 a night, you know, up from $10 a night, which is not that expensive. So I may just go for the private room. Now, in these pages that I've made, I put more down than I'll probably do. I wanted to give myself options. So it's not like I'm putting down everything I want to do. I'm putting down kind of a menu so that when I go to this place, I can decide what I want to do when I'm there. The next place that I'll go, there's buses that go from Siem Reap to Bada Bang. By the way, since I haven't been to these places and I haven't talked to a ton of people who have, I've gotten more like emails or messages. I'm probably going to pronounce all these words wrong, so please try not to judge me too harshly. I don't speak the language. But in Bada Bang, I'm going to spend 4 days because 2 of those days are going to be in the cardamom forest. Michael is really interested in woodsy and nature and isolated sort of outdoor adventures, which I think is really cool and I want to take part in. So we are going to go to, it's called Be Treed, and you stay in a tree house, which I think will be so cool. It's very isolated. There's like hiking tours. So we're gonna do that for probably 2 days. They say at minimum you should do 2 days. So we'll do 2 days there, isolated in the forest in a tree house, and then we'll come back to Bottom Bay because I actually want to see the city as well and spend 2 days in the city. Now in the city there are a lot of sites and activities. Some of the sites include the bamboo train. I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but they have these tracks, but it's only one track and people are going in both directions. So they've created these trains that you can take apart and put back together because they're made of bamboo, so they're lightweight. So you can just pick them up off the track and set them over and then put them back. However, I have heard that some people have not had the best experience because they take you to a local village where you're pressured to spend money. So I'm like iffy about it. I want to see it, but I don't know if I want to go to the village. So I'll have to figure that out when I get there. There's also a circus, and then they also have really nice colonial buildings from the European influences in the area. For activities, there's kayak tours and there's classes for cooking. I really want to do a cooking class in almost like every country I go to so that when I come back, I can still have the influence of the cultures that I've seen in my own kitchen and in my own home. So that's definitely something I want to do. I found 2 different hostel options, and likewise they're also very cheap at $15 is what they show. And then there was quite a bit of eating options, so that's exciting. So I'll probably eat out quite a bit. After that, I'll probably take a bus to Phnom Penh, the capital of Cambodia. It's also called the Pearl of Asia. Now here most of the sites are very educational, museum oriented. So like the National Museum of Cambodia, we've got the Tu Slang Genocide Museum based on that recent violent past. We've got the Royal Palace here, which I think any royal palace sounds cool to me. They also have the Killing Fields. So there's a lot of things like the Genocide Museum and the Killing Fields and the S21 prison that are going to be very somber. And I don't know if any of you have ever been to the Holocaust Museum, but when I went there, it really kind of sits on your soul very heavily. So I'm guessing it'll be a little bit of that. So I'll definitely want to pace myself. And I'm planning on 3 days in Phnom Penh. So maybe I'll do that on the first day and then try and recover from that emotional experience on the other days. We also have the Independence Monument there that I'd like to see. I didn't find as many activities, but I found a ton of eating and shopping, so I guess that's what I'll be doing. And then I did find some good sleeping locations, although I am worried about some of the party aspect. I don't drink alcohol, and some of these hostels, they're like, it's a great place because it's got a bar right downstairs, and I'm like, what if I'm trying to sleep and there's this bar being super loud? I don't know. One of the things I'm very interested though to try in Phnom Penh is Khmer barbecue. It's supposed to be quite the rage. My husband, being a Texan, loves barbecue. I don't think this is the same, but still, it'll be really cool to try. After Phnom Penh, we're gonna go to Cratty, and we're going there mostly to see the Irrawaddy dolphins, which I'm very excited about. I love animals, I love animal interactions, and this will be our last stop in Cambodia before we go up to Laos. So here we'll be seeing, we'll do kind of a kayaking adventure perhaps. We'll go up and see the dolphins, of course. There's a waterfall. My husband loves waterfalls, so I think we'll have to hike to this waterfall. And then there's also Phnom Penh, which is a wildlife reserve. So I think we'll check that out. I don't know that we need a ton of time here. I said 3 days, maybe it'll be 2 if we want to start getting up to Laos. But that is my overall plan. Some of the things I'm sad I had to cut out are the Southern Isles. I was thinking of going to Koh Rong, but we talked it over, Michael and I, and based on the amount of time we have, it doesn't make sense. And we are going to a lot of places, and a lot of them will have beach experiences. So if we're only going here for the beach, it just doesn't seem like it's high enough priority to keep in the itinerary. So the things I'm most excited about are the Irrawaddy dolphins, the beach read activity, a cooking class, and Angkor Wat. I want to be like Indiana Jones going through the temples. So those are probably the things I'm most excited about. The things I'm most nervous about is the book mentions you don't want to book everything beforehand because prices will go up. But then that means I don't have it booked. So that makes me just a little nervous. There are some things like Beach Read it said to book beforehand, but I might have to just relax on not having everything booked and going with the flow, which is something that I'm working on. I will let you know how it goes once I get there, and I'll include my plan below in case you think it's a good plan and you want to follow some of the things I'm doing. If you want to follow even more of my adventures, see more of these destination details as I go through other places like Singapore, Bali, Thailand, Laos, and then all the other countries once I get a new book, because this won't have the rest, then go ahead and subscribe to this video. Give me a thumbs up if you like knowing what I'm going to be doing on my travels, and as always, bye travelers.